And now we wait for a few minutes. I waited really honestly for about 2 minutes. Once you're sure that this is dried, and this may take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, you can check your phone while you're waiting. You can, check in on your stock portfolio. So I peeled the plastic off after about a minute or two, right? And this is what I wound up with. If you guys can see, we've got kind of a very intense, interesting pattern, right? I've also let it dry a little bit. It would probably be worth it to let it dry a little more because we did wet on wet like this, right? Okay, so part two on this. I'm gonna get a smaller brush. Um, I happen to very much like brushes like this, but we're gonna give this a shot. And then I'm gonna go to my I'm gonna wet my brush a little bit. Notice how the tip is a little softer and you can see it glisten, right? I'm gonna go back to my black coloring and the praying, okay? With smaller strokes, okay? This is a little more dry than it was. Make sure this is pretty dry, okay? There may be some color seepage, and that's fine. The idea of this is we're going to do some tree branches, right? So you want to make a very strong, upright branch. Depending on how you do the strokes, it may go hither, it may go yon. Just, you know, you don't have to do it exactly like I'm doing it. Somebody else may have a different pattern for this tree, right? So we've got some branches there. Let's do another branch here. I'm gonna go back, add a little more water to my brush and load up some more black, okay? And what I'm gonna do, hopefully this won't be too much. I'm gonna add a little more, like another tree pattern here, almost like there's two trees and their branches are, just sort of. See, in this one, the symmetry on this is too much, right? It's cool in its own right, this stroke, but it's not really giving me tree vibes. So I'm going to think about how to negate that. And I'm going to add a third tree here. Notice I'm making my strokes wider towards the base. And I'm running out of dark pigment and it's starting to become more gray. So I'm going to load my brush up some more. Go back in and finish this. Anyway, just do some swoopy patterns. We've got some lines. We're just wanting tree branches, you know. Maybe some. Okay. So this is part two. Just make a black pattern. Make it make sense down here. You can draw on the painter's tape. That's part of it, right? Or the masking tape. And it should, whenever we peel it off, we should have a nice clear thing here, right? Anyway, this is part two. Make these trees make sense. It could be one tree. It could be multiple trees. Yeah.